to review with you guys the Fed meeting updates that happened yesterday, um, and what we can look forward to, moving forward. So, you know, the Fed raised interest rates 75 basis points, which everybody was expecting. That's of no surprise there. Um, but what everybody was waiting for was what Powell would say after the meeting in his press conference to set the tone um, for December's rate increases. A lot of people were talking about a pivot and a dovish tone to where they were going to lower the interest rate hikes and take more of a, you know, take more of a step back. That did not happen. Um, so at the press conference, he basically said, they're going to stay aggressive. They're going to look at the data. You're going to stay aggressive. So, that's kind of sent the actual stock market in a downturn pretty quick. The stock market actually reacted really well when the 75 basis points came out. It actually started to run a little bit, and so the crypto market started to run a little bit. Everything went green and started to run, and then he had his press conference, and everything started to pull back once people started to figure out and realize that, come December, you may not get a 50 basis point rate hike. We may be looking at another, 75 basis point rate increase. So that right there sent the market into a downturn. So, that I don't think anybody was surprised by the 75 basis point rate increase. It was really the press conference that everybody was waiting for to see the direction. And when that press conference happened and he started to answer questions, you seen the market tank. But these things usually take a little while for the markets to really digest what was said and what that really means for the markets. So today will really be the telltale sign of how the markets really feel about what he said and the rate increases and things like that. So really today's market will set the tone. It will set the tone for how we move forward. But there's a big news that is coming out on Friday, which is the inflation data, and that's going to allow us to see whether inflation is on a rise or it's on a decrease, and that will also have an effect on the markets moving forward. So that's something else for everybody to keep their eye on and really see what that looks like for the markets. One of the things is, in, inflation's at 8.3%, 8.2%, sorry. And Powell and the government really are talking about getting that thing down to 2%. That's a lot of runway. That's a lot of work that needs to be done to get that back down to 2%, which means there's a lot that needs to happen before we get down to 2%. So for him to back off the rate increases now, I don't know if that's going to happen. We were talking maybe some midterm election stuff being the reasons why he may back off now, being political, but obviously it wasn't political. He really stood by that and stood by what he was saying, that the Federal Reserve was going to do, which was stay on this course of 75, and we'll see what happens in December. Right now, all the data is leaning towards another 75 basis point rate increase in December. But I think, excuse me, but I think Friday, excuse me, but I think Friday will have a lot of impact on where December's rate increase goes. If the inflation data comes back and it's not good, we're not in curbing inflation at a high enough rate. I think what you're going to see is possibly another 75 basis points. If inflation's going down a little bit, I think what you'll see is maybe 50 basis points. So we have to look at this data as it comes in and invest accordingly. You know, the stock market took a bigger hit yesterday than the crypto market. The crypto market basically kind of stayed pretty flat. It had a big pump up for a couple minutes, and then a big pullback when he started to talk, and then it started to level itself out. So the crypto market itself pretty much stayed pretty flat yesterday. So with the news, had that big pump up and then a pullback, and it leveled itself off. So the crypto market really was not affected yesterday too much by the news of the federal rate hikes increase. The stock market got crushed yesterday, absolutely crushed, and that was that was something to see, how that pumped way up and then just bottomed way out. I mean, it bottomed, it tanked out. So you know, it is what it is. You know, I can tell you guys, like, Amazon got killed yesterday, been getting killed for the last couple of days. Google got smashed yesterday, really bad. Great buying opportunities if you're looking for long-term holds. Not financial advice, but great for long-term holds if that's what you're looking for. So them are just a couple, but everything was down yesterday. But right now, when I look this morning, and I'm not going to bring my charts up and stuff because not on my StreamYard, things like that. But Ethereum seems to be holding strong at about 1500. Bitcoin's holding that $20,000 mark. Seems to be leveling off right there. Seems to be, in a pretty good state at that 20. And maybe we found the bottom of Bitcoin at that 20,000 right now. We'll see. We'll see based on this data, based on where everything is, how that shakes out. I don't think there's a lot of downside to Bitcoin moving forward. I think, we found the bottom, possibly hovering around that 18 to $20,000 range per Bitcoin, and we maybe found Ethereum's bottom for a little while, right around that 1,300 to 1,500. BNB is holding up really well during this market. I mean, really well. So there's a lot of good gains to be had there moving forward. It's last time I checked, it was like at 320 something, 320 something. So it's holding up probably the best out of the big three through all of this. So, I mean, when you look at these things, these are the things you have to look at. But there's big news coming on Friday. We got to see where that takes us, what that does for us, what that does to the market. Right now, the market threw a fit yesterday. We'll see what happens today. We'll see whether or not this market can recover from the news yesterday and what that looks like on Friday. So, I say to you guys all the time, DCA into your favorite stocks, favorite crypto projects. That's the best way to do it. It's hard to call the top and it's hard to call the bottom of anything. So, if you're DCA in, you're pretty stable, pretty safe in your investments. So make sure you're doing that. But this market, it's going to do what it's going to do. We're in for a long, probably 2023. There's going to be a lot of ups. There's going to be a lot of downs. There's going to be a lot of movement in the market. There's going to be some pumps. There's going to be, some dumps. I wouldn't expect a bull run probably until later later in 2023, maybe moving closer to 2024 now, depending on how this data comes out, between now and the end of the year. The jobs report, you know, we're not adding jobs at the rate that we were before, but we're still adding jobs at a pretty good rate, which gives the federal government more runway to raise interest rates. The housing market itself seems to be coming down. Um, all the data shows that the housing market's coming down a little bit. Houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer. Interest rates are up around 7.5% per 30-year mortgage, which is extremely high based on where they were, just 6 months ago, 7 months ago, when they were basically giving away mortgages and at 0% interest rate. So these are the things that we have to look at moving forward to say, where are we really at in the market? And this is kind of where we're at. So the housing market itself, all the data says is that it's slowing. So, that's a good thing. I'd like to see the housing market come down a little bit more. I think it's inflated still a little bit too high. Um, but we'll see how that shakes itself out. That's how it seems to be moving at the moment. Um, but inflation's high. It's at like 8.2%. They want to get it down to 2%, and that's a lot of runway for the federal government to deal with at this moment. Gives a lot of room for rate increases, a lot of room for the federal government to make moves and try to curb this inflation, and that's what they're doing. And I don't expect there to be great data that comes out on Friday. Inflation's still high. Um, it doesn't take a rocket science to see that. Just walk outside, go try to buy something. Um, everything's still high and way higher than it was, and that bodes for high inflation. So it's not one of these things where we're looking at it going, we don't know what's coming. We know what's coming. Just look at your own check, look at your own pocketbook, look at what's happening outside, look at the gas prices, look at your food prices, look at, everything that's going on around you. Everything is up. So, you know, you really don't have to wait for the data to see that inflation's still high. Um, you just have to look at what you're buying. So, with that, you look at that and you say, what are we expecting on Friday? Well, we're probably going to expect numbers that are probably a little bit not so much in our favor. Um, I'm waiting for the half dip. I'm waiting for the dips too. I'm buying the dips. I'm buying the dips on things I believe in. I'm buying the dips on the things that I'm looking at holding long term. It both in the stock market and the crypto market. I'm buying the dips on both of them. I bought Amazon yesterday. I bought Google yesterday. Bought Tesla a couple days ago. And in the crypto market, there's projects that I'm in that as soon as they're dipping, I'm buying. A little bit here and a little bit there. Not going all in on anything right now. I tell people all the time, remember, cash is a position as well. So, to have cash on the sideline is also a position. And, that's okay too, because you got to have cash in order to buy the dips. So cash is a position. And I hold cash as one of my positions, and I'm DCAing into some of these projects, and a lot of blue chips in crypto. Very few speculative plays in crypto, but I'm buying them dips, buying the Matic dips, buying the Ethereum dips when they're coming, buying the BNB dips when they're coming. XRP all day. Anytime it gets under 45 cents, I'm buying that. XLM, if it's under 10 cents, I'm buying that. So them are just a couple plays that I'm in. I am buying some stocks, some Bitcoin stocks that are on the market right now, like Riot, Bitcoin mining stocks, because they pump when Bitcoin pumps. So, I'm buying that stuff. So, you have to be able to, when these dips comes, you have to be able to have cash as a position to buy them, and that's how you make your money moving forward. But Friday's going to be a big day. We're going to see the inflation data come out, and I don't expect it to come out and say that we're curving inflation at a big rate. Like I just don't. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. What's your thought on Meta? I like Meta. I think Meta is one of these things where I think it's rebranding itself right now. Into Web3, and I think it's going to take a little while for Meta to really show its worth. I believe that's what you're talking about, Facebook Meta. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for it to show its worth. They're throwing a lot of money at it right now. I don't count out Zuckerberg at all. I think he's got enough cash to make things happen. And I think he's a smart guy. I think he sees the future of where social media is going in a Web3 environment. And I think he's trying to get there the best way that he can. I think he will get there. I think Meta, as far as all the social media platforms right now, probably has a leg up on everybody because they're investing now. So I like Meta long term. Short term, I think you could probably get it at some pretty good prices, and I don't think it's done falling yet. I think it's going to fall with the market again. I think every time they have to put out their quarterly report, I don't think he's going to make his quarterly. I don't think he's going to make his quarterly reports look any better than what they are. The ad revenue for social media continues to go down, which is a large portion of these guys' books. So I think Meta long term, great play. You'll look back at some of these prices and go, can't believe I got it that cheap, is my opinion. But I think they have a leg up right now on a lot of the social media platforms with what they're doing. Everything's kind of moving to Web3, and they seem to be leading the way. Am I invested in Meta? No, and the only reason that I'm not invested in Meta is because you can't buy everything. But if that's in your portfolio or looking to be put in your portfolio, then I would say, yeah, that's a good play. Long term, as long as you want to hold it long term. So Twitter, we can get into a little bit of Twitter, and what Elon's doing. I think Elon is looking to make Twitter a mega app. A lot of other countries have mega apps where you really don't have to leave your app to do anything. You can book hotel rooms in your app. You can book travel in your app. You can order food in your app. You can basically do whatever you need to do inside of one social media platform. I think that's kind of where Elon's trying to take Twitter. And I think that's going to be one of the a big lift for Twitter. to get that done. But what I will say is that Elon and CZ from Binance are probably two of the biggest power players in the game, and they're working together to get this done. So I wouldn't bet against them. Um, I would actually bet with them. Um, Obviously, it's off the stock market now, Twitter. He's taking it private, which is a good thing for Twitter. It'll allow him to, um, it'll allow, it'll allow him to actually secure some more funding and do some things outside of the stock market regulations that'll allow him to build out this app the way that he wants it. And then, and then, excuse me, excuse me, I'm not feeling that well this morning. And then it'll allow him to take it back on the stock market if he so chooses with more revenue streams. And with CZ in the game, what it also allowed him to do is integrate cryptocurrencies that he wants to, because he's been pretty adamant about that. So it'll allow him to integrate cryptocurrencies a little bit more smoothly with CZ's from Binance's knowledge and resources. So my thought on Twitter is I think Twitter and Elon is a perfect match. Twitter needed an overhaul, and Elon's going to give it an overhaul. It was one of these platforms that didn't change that much over the years. Little upgrades here, little upgrades there, but nothing really big. And I think you'll see that change moving forward. So I do like the integration of Elon taking over Twitter. With that, I think you see the rise of Dogecoin again in the crypto market, as Elon has really backed Dogecoin as being the cryptocurrency of choice for him. I think you'll see that integrated into Twitter as a payment method, as Elon has stated that he's looking to create something similar to PayPal to operate on the Twitter network as a payment system, which I think is absolutely genius. People forget that when PayPal was first coming up, was an up and coming app, Elon was involved with that. So he has some knowledge there. He knows what he's doing. So, it's going to be interesting to see where Twitter goes from a social media standpoint. But I do think when it comes to Web3 and it comes to, gaming integration, NFT integration, 3D integration, things like that, Meta probably has the leg up right now. But will we have this conversation a year from now, and will it change? It very well could. So, it's kind of where we're at with Twitter and Facebook. So, with that, I'm not going to stick around for too much longer. But what I will say to you guys is, when you're investing, invest smart. Get yourself, and I always say this, I believe in this, get yourself a couple of projects, whether you're in a crypto market or stock market, it doesn't matter. It's the same thought process behind them both. You agree? I'm glad you agree. That means I'm not by myself in my logic of thought. But whether you're in a crypto market or you're in a stock market, get yourself a couple projects. Don't load your portfolio up so big that when the dips come, either in the crypto market or stock market, whatever you're in, that you have to spend a lot of money to DCA into these dips. Get yourself, I say 5 to 7 projects that you really, really, truly believe in, and really concentrate on them. And really concentrate into dollar cost averaging into them and buying the dips as they come, because as we talk about a lot on this channel right here, is in these markets like this, these are once in a lifetime markets. These markets will make you millions of dollars if you do it the right way. Um, in these markets that are down, as far as these markets are down, and a trend, and we're getting ready to go into, we are in a recession. They just aren't calling it a recession. But in 2023, when everybody is saying that this recession is really going to hit, you're really going to see some phenomenal prices both in the stock market and crypto market that you probably haven't seen yet. So you got to have cash on the sidelines to be able to take advantage of them prices. There's going to be some pain. There's going to be some downside. But what you have to do is you have to be able to weed through the storm. Me and one of my family members were talking about this yesterday. Is millionaires are made in the mess, and right now we're in the mess, and you have to be able to weed through this mess and get through this mess, and be able to pick good projects, continually invest in good projects when they go down, and then when this market turns around and we come out of this recession, you're gonna see this run that we probably haven't seen in our lifetime. And this is where the transfer of wealth happens. This is where um, average people can become millionaires. And you have to follow what the big money's doing. And right now, the big money is buying in these down markets. This is how billionaires stay billionaires, millionaires stay millionaires, and thousandaires can become millionaires in these types of markets. These are the transfer of wealth, and hundredaires can become thousandaires, and this is how it's done in this mess. And you got to surround yourself with good people, good smart people, good people that know how to invest, people that can keep your head on straight, keep you down, keep your feet on the ground when things aren't going that well for you in the market, and open your portfolio and it's all red. You got to be around good people to see long vision. And that's the key to these markets, and that's the key to success. And what we're trying to do here is keep your feet on the ground, keep your head on a swivel, keep everybody positive, keep everybody up, give some good tips, good advice, good strategies that we use. And I was talking to my buddy yesterday, and we were talking about all the good deals that are out there right now. Everybody looks at this as a negative. I look at it this as a positive. I look at this as the time in which the transfer of wealth can and will happen for a lot of people if they're surrounded by the right people, if they have the right mindset, and if they're willing to weather the storm. Do not go spend your rent money in the market, your bill money in the market, any money that you need to have at your disposal over the next 3 to 4 years. Don't put in the market, because you're probably not going to see that money come back out. um, all I need is time. It's time to keep building up. Yeah, and that's what we all need, right? We all just need time to keep building up our bags, right? Because that's what we're trying to do in these markets right now. Is we're just trying to continually build our bags up and get ready for that moment, because there's gonna be a moment at some point in the future. There's gonna be that moment where the bags that you've been building all through this time you're gonna look at, and they're gonna take off. They're gonna skyrocket, and it has the potential to change your life. And I say this, and I mean this, and I'll say it now until the time that day comes. when that day comes and you have life-changing money in your wallet, take your life-changing money. If you have money to change your life sitting there from your investments that you've built over this time, take that life-changing money and never look back. Don't look back and say, well, it went up another 10% on me after I took my life-changing money. It doesn't matter. You've invested enough to change your life. So you have to take that profit and you have to take that money. And that's just part of the game, right? So make sure that when that moment comes that you're prepared and you know what that dollar amount is, and that you're prepared to take that dollar amount back. Don't let life-changing money sit in your wallet, because as quick as this market goes up is as quick as this market can come down. So when you got life-changing money, you take your life-changing money, and that's what we're building up to now, is to get to that moment where that life-changing money is sitting in your wallet and you have the opportunity to take it out and change your life. So that's the key. They gotta be hard part. Seeing all that work pay off. That's the seeing all that work pay off, man. That's the gold. That's the gem. That's when you look around and maybe you're by yourself for a moment, when you get that life-changing money and everything that you've done up to that point is paying off, and you look around and you're like, man, I think whether that's getting out of debt, whether that's buying a house, whether that's a millionaire, or whether that's whatever your goals are, and you can look around and you're like, man, I just met my goal and I just changed my life. And you look around, you're like, damn, I did that. It may have taken me, 12 months, 24 months, or, whatever, but man, I just changed my life. And that's when you look at it and you're like, yeah, I did the right thing. I suffered for a little while. I came through the mess. I invested wisely, and man, I'm happy camper, right? That's the day we all dream of. That's the day we all look forward to, and that's the day that maybe that generational wealth that you're after. Maybe that's the day. That's the day that it happens, and you can look around and you're like, "Yep, this worked. This paid off for me." Everybody who thought I was crazy, everybody who didn't believe, everybody who looked at me and said, "Why are you doing this?" You turn around and can look at them and go, "This is why." And you should have been on the boat too, because you could have been in the same situation. So, that's a good day. When that work pays off, that's a good day. So I really appreciate that comment, because that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. So, but with that, guys, I'm out for the day. I gotta go get some work done. So I'm out. You guys have a great day. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing here. Let everybody know that we're building generational wealth here. Let everybody know that coming to this channel, they're not gonna get any hype boys. They're not gonna get any of that. Gonna get real talk. So let everybody know that I'm out here. Let everybody know this channel's out here, and I try to give you guys what I know, when I know, and how I know it to be. Not right all the time, but sometimes, sometimes we hit it right. But let's do it together. Let's keep our toes on the ground together. And with that, appreciate your guys' time. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your feedback. And I'll get at you guys a little bit later if I know something, or if I just feel like kicking it with you. So with that, guys, I'm out. Have a great morning. Let's trade great. Let's make some money. Let's do what we do. Let's start building this generational wealth. Everybody have a great day. It's a great day. It's always a great day. And even sometimes when we're down, it's a great day. So like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and share this channel. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.